Now that we've got our feature classes imported from the template that we brought in through import GIS schema, we're going to go ahead and apply the CAD items to the feature classes. It's worth noting that once this is done the first time, as long as you are using the same layers across the drainage plans, this task will only need to be done once. It will remember the associations we've made between the layers and the feature classes. So we'll just start running down through the list. We start by selecting the feature class we want to apply the items to. And here, so we'll start with boundaries and we click feature class properties. So this is where we make the associations between the layering and the feature classes. So tell it we want to use layers. In here, if you know the layer, you can select it, or down the bottom there's an option to select from entity. So this one's property boundaries. We're just going to click in here. We've actually got a layer set up for property boundaries just to make it straightforward for the example. We'll preview that. Seems to have added all the items there, so we'll OK that. If we go in here and check, so this button here is opens up all the items that's been added to the feature class. We can see there's items added. If we click on them, we can zoom to them. You can see it highlights on the plan. So we're happy those ones are added. It's just a case of moving down through the feature class list. So next one, buildings. Again, same process, feature class properties. Click on that one. We'll say layer. We're going to select from entity again, which enables to select. I'm going to select the property. It's added the layer. If we preview that, it's added everything in. I will mention here though that if those were not closed polylines, and we go back to the feature class properties and we preview it, you can see now that it doesn't highlight those items. So because it's not a closed polyline, it doesn't count that feature within the feature classes. So we need to make sure that those are closed. Again, there's a table in the user document that specifies the entity type and how we expect it within the template. Preview that. You can see it's added now. We'll just check it through attributes to be sure. Attribute, click on item, press return, and we can see that it's got an entity ID there. It's proposed, so we're happy that those are added. We'll just move down the feature classes. There's no channels in here, no channel drains or combined curb drains, but it would be the same process. We'll just skip that one. Disconnecting chambers, same process. Feature class properties, select layer. We're going to select from entity. I'll grab the surface water disconnecting chamber. You can see it's added it there. And because we're going to add two, we're going to associate two layers with this feature class for the foul and the surface water, we click append the string values here, and then we select again from entity. We'll select the foul, and you can see it's added two layers in there. We preview that. Okay, we're happy that it's selected everything. It's added those. And then we'll just check. Open a pure table. It's got items added, but it's added them all with a foul water type. So we'll need to fix that. We'll go back. We'll select surface water chamber. Surface water disconnecting chamber, sorry. select similar, make sure it's selected them all, and we'll go to attributes and we'll batch change them from fill to storm. Close that, select the attributes tool, we'll just double check one, and you can see now that it's changed that one to storm. Make sure it's done it for them all. Yeah, they're all proposed. Happy with that one. So we'll move down next. Flora, that's for tagging trees and shrubs. This one's slightly different in that we've got a block to signify the tree in this instance. It is the same process except we need to go into the block editor, and from in here we apply the layer to the feature class. Same process except we're in the block editor. Layer, select from entity, select item, it's added it in, we'll preview, happy that it's selected it, and then we just close the block editor. So every instance where that block is used is now added to the feature class. Next one, gullies. Again, same process. Layer, select from entity, select the gully, we can see it's added gully. We'll preview it. It seems to have added them all. We'll just check the attributes. All proposed, all storm. Perfect. Close. Move on. Head walls. Same process. Select from entity. Preview it to make sure it's added, selected and added. Those three are. I'll check the attributes. They're all proposed, they're all storm. So it's added. Move on to the lateral connections. Same process. Layer. Select from entity. Select the surface water. Now, because we're associating the surface water lateral and the fill water lateral to the same feature class, we have to click append string value. Then we'll go back in and select. So we can see now it's created both layers in this definition for the feature class. So we'll preview that. Okay. Selected them all, which is good. We'll come in here, we'll just check these attributes. And we can see it's added them all to the fill water type. So we want to go back, we'll select the surface water one. We'll do select similar, make sure all the surface water ones are selected. We'll go attributes and we'll batch change the attribute from fill to storm. We go back in here and we'll check all the items again. You see a mixture of fill and storm now. Now they're all concrete. We're going to select them, select all, and we're going to batch change them all from concrete to structurally reinforced thermoplastic. And because we don't actually model the laterals in microdrainage, the software won't be able to pick up a size for the laterals. So at this point we have to tell it that all the laterals have an external diameter of 160 millimeters. We'll close that. We'll just check. All proposed, all 160, all different material from concrete all structurally reinforced thermoplastic, and a mixture of storm and fill. So lateral's done, we'll move on. Local authority land. Again, it's just the same process. I think we'll just add this park to local authority land for the sake of the example. Let's see, select from entity, local authority land, preview. Again, it's an area, so it needs to be a closed polyline. Okay, that. We'll just double check it's been added, and it has. It's got an entity type. Just work our way down through feature classes, manholes, same process. I want to say layer, select from entity, we'll grab the surface water one first, and because again we're associating two layers with the one feature class for the fill and surface, we're going to click append string values, and we'll select from entity again. To fill, we can see now that it's added both in the feature class definition. Preview, just to make sure they're all selected, and they are. So we'll go into our properties, open attribute table just to check. So they're all proposed. So the cover level and the diameter will read directly from micro drainage when we compare once we upload the both files to the website. The software makes a comparison and fills in a lot of these attributes. The only one we do have to change is material and water type. You can see it's applied them all to the fill water type there again. So we're going to select surface water manhole, select similar, and we'll batch change the attributes again to storm. Close that. We'll select similar. We've got all the chambers selected. Attributes. We'll just batch check them. They're all proposed. Backdrop, no backdrops, not abandoned, not piled, not sealed, all concrete, and the water type varies. Next feature class, private gardens. Again, an area, it's just a case of applying it via the same process. We'll skip a few of them down to roads. Again, select from entity, post road, we've selected this road string, preview it just to make sure it adds, which it does. Again, this is an area, so we need to make sure that the polyline is closed, which it is, otherwise it wouldn't add it. Select it and add it to the feature class. We'll just double check to make sure. Yeah, it's added, it's got an entity ID, proposed road. So sewers next. Again, same process, layer, select from entity, grab the surface water one first. Again, we're going to associate more than one layer with this feature class, so append string values, select from entity, select the fill. You can see it's added both to the feature class definition there. Preview, and OK, just to make sure it's selected and added. They're all highlighted, looks good. No check attributes. Again, a lot of these properties will be populated by the software from comparing the micro drainage to the CAD plan. They're all proposed, they're all gravity, has concrete surround. Yes, they do. internal diameter will be populated from mica drainage is abandoned, no is piled, no. We'll go for UPVC, and they're all applied to fill at the moment, which we don't want, so at this point we'll go in, we'll select the fill sewer, select similar from right click, and go to attributes, and we will batch change those to fill, sorry, already on fill, it's the surface water one. Select similar, and we batch change that from fill to storm. Go in here, we'll have a quick look. Connected downs will be populated from mica drainage, downstream invert populated from mica drainage, downstream mica drainage. They're all proposed. The diameter comes from mica drainage. Concrete surround, yes, all gravity system, not abandoned, not piled, all UPVC, and the water type. Happy with that. Last one, sorry. Site boundary, simple one, again, layer, from entity, preview, okay, it's selected it. Again, it's an area, must be a closed polyline. We'll just double check, it is, yes. So it's been added to the feature class property. Yep, it's in there. And the last one, SUDS. Because there's so many variables associated with checking and validating SUDS, we have to identify the area within the CAD plan in order that further checks be carried out, manual checks at the moment be carried out against the SUDS items. So for this feature class, we have to going to add a layer in, proposed SUDS. So I'm actually just going to draw a region around the SUDS features, an exclusion zone, if you like. That means the software, when we upload it, won't actually validate or check the mica drainage against the CAD plan. We'll close that. Make sure that's on proposed SUDS. And then it's just a case of adding that to the feature class. Layer, select from entity, that, preview. It's not adding it at the moment because it's not a closed polyline. So properties, make sure it's a closed polyline. Go back into the feature class properties. Apply that again. Select from entity. It's added it in. Preview it. You can see now it's added it. So we're okay with that. We're happy with that. So we've tagged all proposed items in the feature classes. The next stage is tagging some existing items into the feature classes, which we'll cover on the next video.